Hi, I'm Dr. Garfield, and today I want to talk to you about how there is no such thing as a negative emotion, ever. And this is really, really vital to get on board. We hear a lot of self-help books or misconceptions that, I really want to just feel peaceful all the time, or just want to feel happy all the time, or in a flow state all the time. And not only is that fundamentally unrealistic, it also really misses the point about what feelings are. So I'm going to talk about that now. There are two layers to this that I want to share with you today. One is that our feelings are our guidance system to tell us when our thinking is a bit off. And the offness of the thinking is usually about holding other people responsible for our feelings, which I've spoken about in another video. So if you're feeling uptight, upset, or whatever, there's something about circumstance that you're holding responsible. You let that go, take 100% responsibility for your feelings. Thinking back on track. So the second thing is that there is no such thing as a negative emotion. The confusion comes in is that some of these feelings that we have can be rather unpleasant. Anger, hatred, dislike, which is another form of anger, as is hatred, jealousy, which has anger in it, fear. Those things are just not fun to feel. And sadness, it's not fun to feel sad. And sometimes the intensities can be quite high. So because they're unpleasant to experience, they get labeled as negative. When actually, for instance, anger can be a very, very positive force. Anger can be exactly what you need to motivate you to take action that you've been hiding from for way too long. Anger can motivate you to take action to put things right, like writing a letter to a politician or to the school that your kids go to. Anger can help you move. Now, anger can also be something that is spilled very destructively into the relationships around you. But it's not about the anger itself. It's about your relationship with the anger. It's about your relationship with the feeling, the jealousy, the dislike, whatever intensity of feeling it is for you. The relationship, it's not the feeling itself. Don't blame the feeling. That's unfair. Poor feeling. Even poor hatred and poor anger. It's about your relationship with it and the meaning that you're making of it that makes it negative. Your ways of handling it that make it negative. So anger can also really shut people down. It can destroy intimacy. But anger can also be an opportunity for greater intimacy. There's nothing inherent in the feeling of anger itself, which means it's going to be one thing or another. That is your choice. That is up to you and how you choose to deal with it. And you can allow your feelings to guide you to these kind of higher qualities of mind, to have a relationship with even your uncomfortable feelings that nourish you and feed you and help you get into the next step of what's right for you. Right? And on the subject of relating with emotions, believe it or not, feelings that are generally labeled positive can also be immensely destructive. So for instance, happiness Someone can be happy because they're ascribing it the responsibility of it to being in a relationship. So in effect, they become addicted to that person in that relationship. So that when anything happens where that feeling is withdrawn, either temporarily because of an argument or a word or a look, or permanently through the end of the relationship, the person just kind of falls apart. And so that happiness really was never very positive, was it? Because it wasn't feeding them into a stronger, more positive place. Just because it feels good doesn't mean it is good. And just because it feels bad doesn't mean it is bad. It's a really important distinction to make. Much more mature and wise to understand that. And just before we say goodbye for the week, to really understand that this relationship with your feelings, not only is that entirely within your control and choice, even when it doesn't seem like it, it's also within the context of understanding that the stuff outside that's going around you It's within the context of understanding. Not only are you responsible for your relationship with your feelings of whatever flavor and intensity, also that what's generating those feelings is you, not the external circumstance, but you. It goes hand in hand. External circumstance is really irrelevant. And so here's to your ever-increasing wisdom, your ever-deepening intimacy with yourself, and your ever-increasing capacity for joy. Bye for now.